Welcome to another concert review. This time is a review of a Yes concert I went to. Now, some of you may remember a couple, like last year, or maybe a couple years ago, I don't know what to call it, but anyway, I saw John Anderson play Close to the Edge with the Paul Green Rock Academy. That was really good, and so was this show. I primarily went to it because I wanted to see, Steve Howe play before he died, and yeah, I certainly was satisfied. I'm glad I got to see him, play before he died and play Starship Trooper. So yeah. Steve Howe hasn't died yet. Play before he dies, because he's getting fucking old, man. I mean, fucking look at the guy. He looks like a fucking crypt keeper. But yeah. So yeah, I'll give a little review of the concert here, and I'll let you guys know what I thought about it. Okay, so before the concert started, let's actually start with how we got in there. Now, the NYCB Theater is actually a very interesting venue, well, at least to me anyway. It was like sort of like a small, like, planetarium type of place. It was like a small stadium. It was almost like I don't really know what to call it. It wasn't like a regular theater. It was like a mini stadium with the look of a planetarium almost. And when we first walked in there, there was all this like artwork by Roger Dean, which we one of which we actually bought a lithograph of. I'll get to that later, but so, we get in there, there's all this art by Roger Dean that you can buy and whatnot, and so, we get in there, we're waiting for the show to start, but interestingly, way before the band comes on, Roger Dean himself comes on, the cover artist for Yes, the guy who draws the cover arts, and gives, like, this really long speech, like, he's standing there for maybe, like, a long time, and part of it was interesting, because, he was describing, like, how he got with Yes, and, art students, and his, like, career with art and whatnot, and showing, like, various, like, things he's drawn for the band. And, interestingly, from it, I learned that video game companies, Bulletproof Software and Psygnosis were actually had their, logos designed by him. I was not expecting that, because both of those are fairly obscure game companies. Well, maybe Bulletproof Software is maybe a bit more well-known, because I think they did, like, publish, like, Tetris or something. Yeah, they published Tetris on multiple platforms, but, I wasn't expecting that, because, like, those are two, like, obscure game companies, so it was kind of cool to see that he did the art for them. And, like, a lot of it was, him talking about what art he did for Yes, as well as, like, Asia and whatnot. Admittedly, it went on for a bit too long, that part. He kind of just spent the whole time just fucking gloating about himself. Like, it felt like he was kind of full of himself a little bit. I don't know. He's a great artist, don't get me wrong, but, like, I felt like he was talking for a little bit too long. Like, he kind of overstayed his welcome. But, yeah, whatever. I guess it was interesting to see him. But then after he leaves, and then after, like, another, like, 30 minutes, the band finally comes on. And, this is, like, the new, like, the modern Yes lineup. So Steve Howe's the only classic member. You got, like, and like, everybody else is, like, okay, well, Jeff Downs was there. He was in the lineup with the Buggles members. I think he was a Buggles member. You got Jeff Downs there, the great Jeff Downs as well. But, I was actually surprised that the replacement for John Anderson actually was pretty good. He's not bad. I thought he'd be way worse based on The Ice Bridge, which is, like, a song from, like, their Quest album I heard a couple years ago. I thought it was and I didn't think his vocals were that great. But honestly, he sang pretty good at the concert. I was surprised. The bassist was actually pretty sick, I'll say. Like he seemed to have some good personality with him, And then the new drummer was pretty good as well. I mean, he's no Bill Bruford or Alan White, but he was pretty good. But of course, Steve fucking Howe, that's the man is the reason why I fucking went. Yeah. And interestingly, the song they opened with was Going for the One. Now, I haven't listened to Going for the One yet, the album. I've listened to the Yes album, Fragile, Close to the Edge, Tales from Topographic Oceans, and Relayer in full. Those are all the ones I've listened to in full so far. I haven't gotten to Going for the One yet. I'll probably listen to the 2 Yes albums before the Yes album as well, at some point. But I know Astral Traveler, that song's fucking great, but I don't know much else from that. But they opened with Going for the One, which is interestingly sort of like a rock and roll song. Like, it's less of like a, your traditional Yes song. It was interesting to hear them do, it was interesting to hear, like, a Yes do, like, a more, like, rock and roll type song. I thought it was kind of cool. You got Steve Howe with, like, the slide guitar, which was really cool. He uses that a lot, and I think he was pretty good with it here. Yeah. And then after that, they played some new song, which I didn't film. I don't even remember what it was called. But, Going for the One was really nice. Then I think it was the third song. I can't recall 100%, but I believe it was the third song that they did the song Machine Messiah from Drama, which is the Yes album with the Video Killed the Radio Star people on it, the Buggles. And I was actually surprised by how good that track was. I was actually surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. Because I was thinking, it's some, like, later lineup. But no, it was actually surprisingly decent. Like it had some good guitar work from Steve Howe. And, Joff Downs does a good performance on it as well. I don't know, is it pronounced Jeff or Joff? Anyway. Expect me to say both. But, yeah, it was actually a surprisly good song. Yeah. Good instrumental parts, whatnot. Sounds very much like a good Yes song. Then I believe it was right after that song that they did an instrumental version of their arrangement of America by Simon and Garfunkel. If you haven't heard their arrangement of it, check it out. It's really cool. But at this show, they only did like this instrumental arrangement of it that was maybe 5 minutes, which is of course a lot shorter than the actual one on that was released on New Age of Atlantic and some compilations. It was also released as a single, edited to 4 minutes, but they had the lyrics in it. But this performance was just an instrumental of it. That was shortened, but it was still pretty cool to hear. And as you may remember, at the John Anderson concert, they also did America, but that one was way closer to the original Simon and Garfunkel song, which don't get me wrong, the original song is great, but it was a little disappointing to hear that they didn't do the Yes version at a John Anderson concert, but it was fine. It was still good, and of course here, they do an instrumental version of it, so hey, I guess I kind of get the experience in a way. And then after the instrumental of America, I believe right after that, they go into I've Seen All Good People, and that was really cool. Very memorable part of the performance, great guitar work, of course. And, they got the whole audience singing along. And the drummer was really good with it as well. Everybody's singing along. I was singing along, admittedly. But that was a really good one. I've Seen All Good People. After I've Seen All Good People, they did Time in a Word, which is interesting. That's a song from the second Yes album, also called Time in a Word. It's the title track. But, I was actually surprised by how good that song was. That's not a Yes album I've listened to in full. I had only listened to not Starship Trooper, Astral Traveler in the past. But, it was still it was actually a pretty cool song. you know, they got like the lights going during it. You got him saying, "There's a word for me and it's love," and you know, it was pretty cool. Yeah, so they did Time and a Word. Then they did, and this is one of the other cool parts of the show that they did South Side of the Sky. That was fucking great, because back in the day, Yes didn't really play that song all that often. Like, it wasn't a song they really played. But they played it here, and it was really cool. Like, you know, they do the middle section where it's like la 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 la, and you know, the piano. It was a really cool number, and like it was really heavy too. You know, like the cool like heavy guitars on it, and you know, and they do like an extended solo at the end of the song. You know, I was definitely singing along to this one, I remember. Yeah, but that was another good one. Then they did Turn of the Century in loving memory of Alan White. This number was they sort of did it as like a tribute to Alan White. Like, he was like, oh, let's get all sentimental for a bit. This is a number for Alan White. And, yeah, you know, it was really, it was actually pretty cool. It was a nice, like, sort of, like, quieter piece. Apparently Alan White had composed it. I forgot what album it's from. It's either from Tormato or Going for the One. It's from either one of those. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was a nice little quiet acoustic song. Then they did Don't Kill the Whale, which you may remember them also doing at the John Anderson concert. But yeah, this was another cool one, because like I like the guitar work on this song. It's actually pretty nice. I haven't listened to Tormato in full, but I knew Don't Kill the Whale, of course, from, you know, the John Anderson gig, and I thought, damn, this is a song from Tormato? I heard that album sucked. But it was actually a pretty damn good song, and yeah, that was a good performance of it. Good to hear, you know, Steve Howe, you know, do like the guitar solos from it. It sounded really nice. You know, nice sort of like you know, like shorter, but still like rocking song. You know, Yes doesn't have a whole lot of shorter songs. Makes sense, obviously, because they're like a fucking prog epic band. But, you know, it was still cool to see them do something a little bit shorter. I figured that was interesting. Then they did Cut from the Stars, which is some other song from one of their newer albums. It was okay. But, alright, now here's one of the big highlights of the concert. This is like essentially the main purpose of this tour. This tour is essentially like a Tales from Topographic Ocean's like 50th anniversary tour in a way. Like, that's why I'm pretty sure it's called the Tales of Classic Yes. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the tour anyway. But, and because of that, they did a medley of parts of Tales from Topographic Oceans. And it was really cool. Like, you know, you got like they did a really nice job with revealing science, you know, they picked a lot of the best parts, especially for the first two songs, especially for revealing science and the remembering. For those two, I'd say they picked some really good selections from them. You know, and I was singing along to, you know, the what happened to this song we once knew so well. Yeah, and it was actually by myself for the first half of the medley, because that was actually around the time that my father and my uncle went to go buy the lithograph. They went outside to buy one for me, and I thought that was really cool. Like, they let me, you know, sit and enjoy the show by myself, get some independence, while, you know, they go and get the lithograph. Like, I didn't even ask for it. They just bought it for me, and that was really, really nice of them. I'll probably show a photo of it here. It's the Yes logo, and it's signed by Roger Dean. I don't know if you could see the signature on there, but it's on there, and it's really cool. I'm very glad I got it, and it was a bit expensive. Not sure where I'm gonna put it, but it was a pretty cool lithograph. Anyways, they came back in time for the Leaves of Green section. That was really beautiful, of course. That's actually one of my favorite parts of Tales from Topographic Oceans is Leaves of Green. It's a very, beautiful, sort of quiet, acoustic bit. Very different from like the rest of the album, and it was a nice soothing song. And then they did Ritual, and they did fucking Ritual, the best song on Tales from Topographic Oceans. Well, parts from Ritual. And at first it was going really, like, the Ritual was going really well. And, Ritual was really good. They did a really good job with Ritual, but I think they could have picked, there were some selections from it that they should have kept. Like, they should have kept, like, the really fast part in the middle. It's like, they don't have that part in there. They kind of just skip it over. I mean, I guess it's fine that they didn't do the drum solo. It's fairly lengthy, so whatever. And probably Alan White could be the only person who could really do it. Or Bill Bruford, but this was an Alan White album anyway. But they still did a good job with Ritual, and although I do wish they would have done the ending guitar solo from that song as well. They just ended it on the Nous sommes du soleil part that's towards the end of it. But still really nice. Still really nice. They still did like the solos that were in like the other parts of the song. Overall, really good. Really good performance of Tales of Topographic Oceans. A really underrated album in my opinion. Sure, it's very long, and it's definitely not an album for everybody. I'll tell you that. It's definitely not an album for everybody. I'd recommend, if you enjoy like the Yes album, Fragile and Close to the Edge, I'd recommend giving it a try. But I don't blame you if you don't like it. I mean, I personally like it, but I know a lot of people don't. So no judgment if you don't like it. So yeah, but I personally do like it, and I'd still recommend giving it a listen so you could get your own thoughts on it. Anyways, now we get to the encore. First encore, of course, Roundabout. In fact, they actually played the same two songs for the encore as they did at the John Anderson concert, but in a different order. But yeah, first encore, Roundabout. This is a good number to get like the audience like dancing, jumping. We were all having a good time in there. And the stage is spinning. Oh yeah, I didn't even fucking mention that until now. Yeah, the stage was spinning a lot like the Tormato tour. Except, well, obviously this is a much smaller stage, but still, I thought that was kind of cool. It was like a little harkening back to the Tormato tour in a way. Yeah, so, they have like the stage spinning and like, they do Roundabout, and that was pretty cool. The way they did Roundabout, everybody's like jumping around, and like Steve Howe has like both an electric and like some like acoustic guitar. But the thing is, it's not quite an acoustic guitar. It's like it's an electric guitar, but it sounds like an acoustic. Like it's weird. He would like go up to it and it would sound just like an acoustic, but then like then he'd go back to like his regular guitar that he's known for. But we'd sort of like alternate between them, and that was really cool. He always does that though. He's known for doing that. And Roundabout was really good. But here's the best part of the concert: Starship Trooper. Of course, because like Starship Trooper is one of their best fucking songs, right up there with Close to the Edge. Honestly, I'm not sure which one of the two songs I like more. They're both fucking masterpieces. But anyway, they do Starship Trooper. It's fucking great, of course. Like the whole thing is going great. Like he actually does like the bassist does like a bass solo for a little bit, and that's pretty cool. Like he's jumping around doing it. I thought that was kind of cool. But then when the guitar solo kicks in, of course, the guitar solo in Worm is one of Steve Howe's greatest moments in his entire career, and obviously I was very happy to see him playing it. I was very happy to be able to see him play it, because because the guy's getting old. How many more times am I really going to be able to see him? So I was glad to at least get to see him playing it. But guess what then happens? My uncle lets me go down to the front of the stage, and I get a fucking intimate view of the fucking Starship Trooper solo. Look at this fucking footage right here. It's fucking insane. I'm right up to Steve Howe. We make fucking eye contact a few times. He's fucking doing the Starship Trooper solo. That was such a hype moment. Like, I'm right there and he's doing the fucking Starship Trooper solo. Like that was really fucking cool. Yeah, that was so hype. That was such a hype moment. Like the other. Yeah, but that was a great way to end the concert. I mean, Starship Trooper is a great way to end any Yes concert. It's how I'd end a Yes concert. Yeah, that was a great performance of Starship Trooper. And that was a great moment in my concert going history, I guess you could say. Yeah, I'm very glad I got to go so up close to Steve Howe when he's doing the Starship Trooper solo. But and while that's the end of the show, there is one more thing. I fortunately did not get video of it, but I got another set list. Yes, it's been a while since I've gotten a set list. I'm pretty sure this was either Jeff Downs' set list or Steve Howe's possibly. The reason I'm assuming this could be Steve Howe's is because I don't know if you could see it, but on like the side over here, it actually lists the kinds of guitars that are used on each song, which leads me to possibly believe that this is actually Steve's set list, and that's actually pretty cool, because it's telling him like what guitars to use. Although my dad said, oh, you got Jeff Downs' set list? But like, I actually don't know whose it is, but I'm assuming now that it's probably Steve Howe's because of the guitars listed on the side. But yeah, this is another set list that I've got. I'm building up a fucking collection of these. I actually have a scrapbook of set lists right now. Like I put a lot of my set lists into there, as well as various memorabilia I've collected from concerts I've been to. Yeah. So yeah, got another fucking set list, baby. Let's fucking go. And yeah, overall, if this Yes tour comes to your area, I'd recommend checking it out. It's a great time, of course. Although do keep in mind that Roger Dean does talk for a while at the beginning, if he does go to the other shows, that is. But like, yeah, I'd still recommend going, like, if you're a Yes fan, I'd recommend going. Sure, it's not the original lineup. Sure, like, the members are out of their prime, but still, it was a fun experience, and yeah, you should definitely see Steve Howe do Starship Trooper before he dies, because the guy is getting fucking old, and I think that he's one of the greatest guitarists of all time, and I believe that a lot of people should get to see him at some point. But anyways, that'll do it for this review. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in whatever I make next. Could be fucking anything. Could be fucking cooking potatoes for all I know. This channel is just random bullshit. I don't know. Anyway, bye.